Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about North by Northwest, and this movie is directed by Alfred Hitchcock, and it came out in 1959, and it just like Dial M for Murder, which I just reviewed, I loved this movie. I thought it was great, and I really love Alfred Hitchcock movies in general, and I would say he's definitely in my top 5 favorite directors ever, and he always makes some movies that I really enjoy, and this one is no exception, and I love the story and how fast-paced it is, and it does not waste any time, especially in the first half. Like, it gets going immediately. Like, it sets up the characters, and like, our main character is set up so well that you get everything you need to know about him just from the first scene of the movie. Just the way he behaves and the way he treats other people and the way he talks and just everything you need. One scene, perfect. And immediately after that, to the next scene, the story gets going. Just like that. And it never wastes any time. And any time where it does feel slow, it has a purpose towards it. And I thought that was a really great choice to present everything. And this movie is very well shot, and there's nothing to complain about the movie in terms of how it looks. And the third act, I do have some complaints, but I'll get into that later. And I like the characters a lot in this movie, and that's one of the strongest things about it is they're not super likable. Our main character, he's not super likable in the beginning because he is kind of robotic and like a businessman, and you don't really care too much about him. But as the movie progresses and the story slowly reveals what's going on, you start to like him and you can get behind him. And this movie, it's not so much like a lot of Hitchcock movies where they're kind of about suspense and the story. And this one, it is about the story, but it's towards more of a thriller, like a bit of a spy movie with Alfred Hitchcock's take on it, and that I really liked about it. And it really turns into a spy thriller movie once you get into the second half of the movie. That's where things really start to not so much get going, but where it fully reveals what it is, and that's when it's in a way at its best story-wise for me. But my only complaint really with this movie would be the effects. Not the practical effects, but the CGI or blue screen. You can tell that there's a blue screen in a lot of scenes, and it doesn't hold up anymore. And I'm sure at the time it was convincing, but as of right now, it doesn't really hold up, and there was a bit of an over-reliance on it, I felt, in this movie. And it did drag down the third act for me, because that's where it was kind of using it a little too much. Because before that point, it was used sparingly, and it didn't really rely on it. It was mostly real locations or real sets, and I was fine with all of that, but once you get into the third act, it starts to get a little heavy on that, and I'm not really for that. But the rest of the movie, it looks good. I'm fine with the practical effects, and they're always convincing, the practical stuff, and the acting's great. Everyone does an amazing job, and I had no complaints there. And the writing was very good. I don't have any complaints there. And I like how everything is resolved. I liked how everything is presented. I like how the story slowly reveals itself. And I do feel as though this movie could have been 10 minutes shorter, but I can't really complain too much because, honestly, I can live with a movie being a little long, but a little too long by 10 minutes. There are also a lot of characters in this movie, and I liked a lot of them. Not like because they're likable characters, but they're interesting and fun to see, and that applies to all of the characters in the movie. And this movie is very plot driven, and the music is used appropriately, and whenever there's suspense going on, the movie decides not to use music, and that was a choice that I really appreciated. And I love when it was like a close-up of a character getting punched. I love how that was presented. That was pretty cool and like kind of terrifying, and there was just a lot of small details like that that helped out the experience a lot. And like a lot of Hitchcock movies, he really explores everything that you could explore with given this premise, and I was always satisfied with that. And by the end of the day, I left wanting to see it again, and if I were to see it again, maybe I would like it even more and get even more out of it. And it left a good impression on me, and I will definitely be seeing this one again. I do think I like Dial M for Murder better, and there are some other Hitchcock movies I like better, like Rear Window, Suspicion, which I need to revisit, and I really love Psycho, and The Man Who Knew Too Much. I almost forgot about that one, but that one's really great, and this is probably in one of my favorites. Like if I were to make a top 10 favorite Hitchcock movies, then I think this would make it, and definitely check this one out. It's more than worth your time. With all that being said, I'm going to give Alfred Hitchcock's North by Northwest a 9 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of North by Northwest, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Bad Genius. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.